Welcome to IQ Checker YouTube channel, home of science quizzes and IQ tests. This is the continuation of paper 1 multiple choice question for February-March 2024. In the previous video, we were able to cover from question 1 all through to question 13. So in this video, we'll continue from question 14. And question 14 says, the diagram shows a plant cell. Which type of cell is shown here? Which type of plant cell is this? And if you take a good look at the diagram, you will see that the diagram has so many chloroplasts. You can see the chloroplast, this is a chloroplast, this chloroplast, this. So many chloroplasts are present here. And the plant cell with so many chloroplasts is the palisade mesophyll cell, responsible for photosynthesis. So it is not corticule, it's not epidermal cell, neither is it spongy mesophyll. So this cell is palisade mesophyll cell. So we'll now move straight to question 15. Question 15 says the pie charts show the composition of 100 grams of 4 different foods. Which food provides the most energy? And the recommended food for the provision of energy is carbohydrate. So you now look at the percentage of the pie chart with the largest carbohydrate. So that is not C, because this one contains water, and it is not D as well, because the last percentage is also water here. So this is not correct. So it's now between B and C. Here we have carbohydrates, and this one as well we have carbohydrates. So comparing A and B, you will see that B has the largest percentage compared to A. So our correct answer here is not A, it is B. B has the largest composition of carbohydrates. So we now move to question 16. Question 16 says, the diagram shows the digestive system and some of its associated organs. Which label identifies the liver? So for you to identify the livers, it is advisable to just label the parts. The part labeled B is the stomach. The part labeled C is the pancreas. The part labeled D is the appendix, while the part labeled A is the liver. So the part labeled that shows the liver is option A. So with this, we now proceed to question 17. Question 17 says, which statements about teeth are correct? Which statements about teeth are correct? 1. Canine teeth are for chewing and grinding food. That is not correct about canine. Canine is used for grasping and tearing of food. So number 2, incisor teeth are for biting and cutting. That is correct. And premolar teeth are for chewing and grinding. That is correct. So our answer here is not 1, 2, and 3. It is 2 and 3. It is not 1 only, neither is it 2 only. So our correct answer here is option B. So straight we move to Question 18, which says, what is the definition of chemical digestion? If you observe closely, this is a repeated question from October-November 2023. Okay, so that is why it is important to go through past questions in preparation for exam. So chemical digestion has to do with large insoluble molecules are changed into water-soluble molecules. So the answer to this is obviously option A, and that is chemical digestion. Large insoluble molecules are changed into smaller soluble molecules, and that is the absorbable form. So question now says, in which part of the alimentary canal does hydrochloric acid provide an acid pH for enzymes? So the part of the alimentary canal that provides hydrochloric acid provide acidic pH for enzymes to function is not the colon, it's not duodenum, it's not the ileum. Hydrochloric acid is present in the stomach, providing acidic pH for enzymes to function. So the answer is option D. Now question 20. Which tissue has the function of providing support for a plant? Providing support. So it is not epidermis. Epidermis does not provide support. Mesophyll does not provide support. Phloem does not provide support, it only transports. But xylem has a dual function of transporting and also providing support. That is why xylem here is our answer. So we'll now move to question 21. Question 21 says, which graph shows the effect of increasing wind speed on the rate of transpiration? The effect of wind speed on the rate of transpiration. So if you look at the rate of transpiration using wind speed, at first it is very slow, then as it increases, then it speeds up the rate of transpiration. So with that explanation, you can say that option A is the perfect description. You can see the rate of transpiration is slower from the beginning, then at this point it now skyrockets upward. So it is not B, it is not C, this one is a reverse case, and this one is not it. So the answer here is option A, the effect of wind speed on the rate of transpiration. Now question 22 says, what ensures one-way flow of blood in the circulatory system? For blood to be flowing in one direction without backflow is the function of not atria, not septum, but the function of the valves. It's not ventricles. The valves help to prevent the backflow of blood. So that is why the answer to question 22 is the valves. This will now take us to question 23, which says, the diagrams show sections through 3 blood vessels, which are not drawn to the same scale. Some red blood cells are shown in vessel 3. In which order which red blood cells flow through these vessels when traveling from the right ventricle to the left atrium of the heart? So we just have to label these vessels. So the first vessel, number 1 vessel here, if you look at its feature, it has a very small lumen and a thick wall. So the vessel with this kind of feature is the artery. The artery has this feature. So the one with the large lumen and a tiny wall is the vein. And this one containing the blood cells are the capillaries. Okay. Now, how does blood flow from the right ventricle? They move first to the artery, we have one, then to the capillaries, we have three, which is the intermediate between arteries, and then finally vein. Vein, and that is 2. Okay, vein, that is 2. So 1, 3, 2. So our answer here is not 1, but 1, 3, that's B. It's not this. It's not this. So answer here is 1, 3, 2. We'll now move to question 24. Question 24 says, scientists used an ECG trace to monitor the heart rate of a student at rest and during exercise. And the question is, what is the explanation for the difference in the ECG traces? So the differences between the two, if you look at the first one here, we have at rest. That's ECG trace at rest and ECG trace during exercise. And what is the difference? Look at the peak of these readings of this trace. Compare it to this, you can see there is a very high peak here. This one too is higher, and there are high readings here. So comparing these two now, we'll now go to our options. Option A says, during exercise, the heart rate increases to transport more oxygen to the muscles. And that's exactly what happens during exercise. Okay, during exercise, the heart rate increases to transport more oxygen to muscles. So if you just want to read through the other options, you'll see that that is the perfect answer to question 24. Then we'll now move to question 25. Question 25 says, what statements about pathogens are correct? Which statements are correct from here? Number 1, a pathogen is a disease-causing organism. And that is absolutely correct. Number 2, all pathogens are bacteria. No, not all pathogens are bacteria. Number 3, a pathogen can be transmitted by indirect contact through contaminated food. Absolutely correct. Transmitted either by direct contact or indirect contact. So with this, our answer is not 1 and 2. Our answer is obviously 1 and 3. It's not 1 only, and it's not 3 only. So with this, I'll move straight to question 26. Question 26 says, which structure in the breathing system has the thinnest wall? The thinnest wall. So the thinnest wall is not present in the bronchiole, it's not present in the bronchus, it's not present in the trachea. So if you want to arrange it from the largest to the smallest, you will have D to C to B, then finally to A. So A, alveoli, is the one with the thinnest wall, and that is where gaseous exchange takes place. Now, question 27. What are the products of aerobic respiration? During aerobic respiration, you need to know that lactic acid is not produced. Water and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide only. No, water is also produced. Lactic acid, option D, is not produced. So the perfect answer to question 27 is B. So with this, we come to the end of episode 2 of this series of February-March 2024. Thank you for watching.